So, welcome everybody to our day 2 challenge, essay writing challenge. So, to those who are newcomers, we're going to cover the different IELTS essay prompts and we're going to choose at least one of them. I'm going to teach you how you would dissect the essay question, outline your essay, and how to write a better introductory paragraph. So at this point, let's dive into the essay IELTS prompt. Okay, look at this. So if we're going to take IELTS on the actual test, your writing task 2 looks like this. You should spend about 40 minutes on this task. Write about the following topic. Global warming is one of the most serious issues that our world is facing today. What are the causes of global warming and what measures can governments and individuals to take to tackle this issue? Give your own opinion on this issue. Use your own experience or examples to support your idea. Write at least 250 words. Now, can you guess what IELTS essay prompt is this? I want you to type your answer on our Zoom group chat. Okay, what IELTS prompt is this? Okay, Carmela. Very good, Carmela. This is an example of a problem solution essay. And this problem solution essay will be our essay prompt from day 2 to day 5. Okay, so how are we going to write or how are we going to attack this essay prompt? Okay, remember the suggested time is 40 minutes. And of course, you don't have to freak out on the actual test or else you cannot be able to write a good one. Remember, this is 67% or 2/3 of your overall IELTS writing band score. Of course, you don't want to lose your scores or else you're going to repeat IELTS again. Okay, the first two statements above are generic. So you will be seeing these two statements as instructions on the actual test. So was the two statements above below. Give your own opinion on this issue, use your own experience or examples to support your idea, write at least 250 words. So it reminds you how the length of your essay. Remember, the minimum is 250 words. Okay, so let's dive into dissecting the prompt, the essay prompt. Okay, so we have the first half of your introduction. This is our statement. Global warming is one of the most serious issues that our world is facing today. So this is a general statement. And this is the prompt, the question. The question. And of course, the remaining 3 statements for the instructions. But amongst these statements on your prompt, you have to keep in mind that you have to focus on this part only. This part only. So what do we call these 2 parts of your essay prompt? You should know how these 2 statements or 3 statements are called. Let's dive into how we dissect. The first half is what we call the background statement. Now, why do we call these statements as a background statement or a general statement? What do you think is the reason? What do you think this is called the background statement? I want you to type your answers on our Skype Zoom chat. Okay, according to Arlene, it gives an overview. Yes, very good. General idea, according to Marisol. According to Carmela, because this is where your ideas will revolve. Very good. All of your answers are correct. Absolutely correct. Because the statement is very important because this will give you a glimpse or overview about your essay. And you should pay attention to this statement as well. Although although the second half is also important because you have to answer the question. Okay, so this general statement introduces the topic, and the topic of this general statement is global warming. So most of the IELTS candidates tend to go off topic because of disregarding or neglecting to read and understand the background statement. Okay, they tend to forget to read and understand what the essay statement or general statement is about. Remember, there's no such thing as right or wrong essay in IELTS. Actually, you can even fabricate examples, but you have to keep in mind that you don't have to go off topic. Yes, this is the controlling idea. Okay, we have two controlling ideas in this essay prompt. The second half of our essay prompt is what we call the task requirement or requirements. Task requirement or requirements. So here, let us read the task requirements. What are the causes of global warming and what measures can governments and individuals to take to tackle this issue? So here, the first half of this question asks you about causes of global warming. So you have to think or analyze what are the reasons why global warming is occurring. And the second half asks you about what are the ways that can the governments and individuals to undertake in order to address this issue. Now, another tricky word here is the word this issue or this phrase, this issue. You have to keep in mind that you have to use or you have to know how pronouns are used. Pronouns are words that stands for a noun. So basically, this paraphrase or replaces words or thoughts or ideas in the aforementioned statement. So this issue refers back to global warming. Global warming. So we're done dissecting what the background statement or general statement is, and we're done analyzing and studying the question and what are the questions that we have to answer in our IELTS essay. Okay, so the first half, reasons why global warming, and the second half are the measures or ways how global warming could be addressed by the governments and the people. Let's keep going. Now, in a nutshell, if we're going to understand, so let me use this table. So our background statement is basically about global warming, serious world issue today. Now, on the actual test, whether you're going to take IELTS computer delivered or IELTS paper based, you can encircle, you can highlight the keywords in the background statement because this will give you the idea how will you introduce your essay. Next, the first test requirement is about the causes of global warming. GW stands for global warming. Okay, the second task requirement will be about the solutions to global warming. The solutions to global warming. Okay? All right. So before you begin writing your essay, you should outline. Now, can you give me your ways or methods of outlining? I want you to type your answers on our Zoom group chat. What are your ways of outlining? Can you give examples or your way of outlining? Okay, the prep method. Okay, point, reason, example. Mm-hmm. The five W's and one H, graphic organizer. Yes, there are a lot of ways how we could outline our essay. You could use Roman numerals, you could use bullet points, you can use mind map, you can use concept map, you can even use the TBar. And okay, there are a lot of ways how you could outline your essay, but do not begin writing your essay on the actual test without even drafting what are the information or ideas that you're going to talk about. One of the mistakes that most IELTS candidates do on the actual test is they just immediately dive into writing their essay without even planning or even having a draft of their essay. That's not a good idea. That's not a good idea. Okay. So I'm going to share with you the two ways how we could outline your essay. Okay. So let's use this table. So global warming, so the first column will be our topic, which is global warming. It's warming of the Earth's atmosphere. So the second column will be about the causes or the problems, and the third column are the solutions. Okay, now think of the causes or the reasons why global warming is occurring, and think of the solutions, how these causes could be possibly be addressed with the help of the government and the people. What do you think are the causes? Can you share what do you think are the causes of global warming? Okay, according to Marisol, it's the human activity, too much industrialization. According to Arlene, greenhouse effect, deforestation. According to Anne, man-made activities, volcanism, and the likes. So there are a lot of causes or reasons why global warming is happening, and I'm going to share with you some of them. But just like what I mentioned, it says causes. So it means a minimum of two. So, Coach A, what will happen if I will just cite only one cause and one solution? Okay? Worst case scenario, your task response will be impacted because you did not deal with the prompt properly. So it's properly addressed. So if your task response will be impacted, by the way, task response is the first criterion to be scored on the actual test. So if task response will be impacted, therefore that doesn't give you the passport for band 7 or even for band 6. Okay, because in band 7 you have to properly address the prompt or the essay prompt. Okay, so I will just use two causes and two solutions. Okay, my first cause would be excessive carbon dioxide emission. So probably I will be talking about purchasing cars, demand of gasoline for transportation. Yes, carbon dioxide production is one of the causes of global warming. And of course, my first half of my causes will be about the demand of gasoline for transportation and even the people's necessity to purchase cars and the likes. Number two is deforestation. So I've seen one of the participants here mention deforestation. Yes. So I'll be talking about deforestation. So my supporting ideas or sub details will be about illegal logging, agricultural expansion. How about for the solutions? Yes, my first solution will be diminishing fossil fuels. Diminishing fossil fuels. Remember, you have to think of solutions wherein government and individuals could help hand in hand. Because remember, in our question, what are the measures can the governments and individuals to take to tackle this issue? So you have to think of the solutions where government and individuals could undertake or could take part. Okay, my second solution will be renewable fuels. Renewable fuels. So I'm going to cite energy efficient light bulbs, reforestation. Okay, now once you're done drafting your essay outline, you have to really keep in mind after drafting, you have to really keep in mind that causes should be addressed by the solutions or solutions should address the problems. Meaning to say, causes and solutions should be congruent, should be parallel. It cannot be excessive carbon dioxide emission will be addressed by family planning. Okay? So it's not going to be like that. Okay. All right, let's keep going. So my first cause, okay, will be solved by diminishing fossil fuels. My second cause will be addressed by renewable fuels. Of course, on the actual test, you cannot make this very detailed outline. Okay, I'm gonna share with you a T bar of outlining. So here, so you can use this T bar to separate the causes and solutions. And of course, you're going to make use of abbreviation. So here, excessive CO2 prod, deforestation, diminishing fossil fuel, renewable fuels. So here, I think this one is more strategic and you can even save your time. Remember, how much time are you given in your essay? 40 minutes. And your outlining should take at least 3 to 5 minutes. 5 minutes maximum. Okay? So are you still following? All right. Okay. Now, I want you to grab a pen and paper or scrap paper, and I want you to join me as we write your introduction. Okay. Here is the process. The first process that we're going to employ when we are writing our introduction is paraphrase. Okay, I gave you an assignment yesterday, and I want you to look for the meaning of the word paraphrase and thesis statement. Okay, what do we mean by paraphrase? What do we mean by paraphrase? I want you to type your answers on our Zoom group chat. Okay, according to Marisol Awatin, restatement of a text, retelling or rewriting using your own word, paraphrasing is formulating someone's ideas in your own words by restating a text. Okay, wonderful. Okay, reword a text. Okay, there are a lot of ways how would you paraphrase. There are a lot of ways how would you paraphrase. So paraphrasing is basically about changing words using synonyms or antonyms, or restructuring the sentence, probably changing active to passive or passive to active, but you have to keep in mind that you don't have to lose its meaning. Restating the topic, restating the statement, but you have to keep the meaning of the context. Because paraphrasing is not paraphrasing if you didn't keep the meaning. Yes. All right. So the second process after paraphrasing the general statement or the background statement is we are going to answer the question. So we are going to answer the question prompt using or by writing our thesis statement. Now, can someone tell me? I want you to answer this question. What do we mean by thesis statement? Thesis statement. Okay, thesis statements is different from thesis writing. Okay. Okay, thesis statements is identifying the topic being discussed, including the points. It it is like a conclusion, claim of the essay, the synthesis, your stand. Yes, wonderful. Very good, everyone. So thesis statement is basically your position, the position of your paper, the position of your essay. Think of your spinal cord. Your what if you don't have our spinal cord? Do you think we could be able to stand? Definitely not. So your thesis statement is very important because this is the backbone of your essay. This is the backbone of your essay. So it means if thesis statement is not present in your essay, definitely your essay is a lame and sick essay. Your essay is paralyzed. So you have to keep that in mind. Okay? Thesis statement is often found at the end of your introductory paragraph. Okay. Okay, let's keep going. So join me as we write our introduction. Okay. So the first process is paraphrase the background statement or the general statement. Okay. So I'm going to use my whiteboard here. Okay. All right. So I'm using Zoom's whiteboard. So please let me know if you can see my screen from your end. Okay. Okay, wonderful. Okay, remember, paraphrase the general statement. So how are we going to paraphrase? Think of the main keywords or phrases in the general statement. Okay, so the first one is global warming. Yes, global warming is one, the compound word global warming. Next, one of the most serious issues world facing today. You could paraphrase this by defining what global warming is. You could define this general statement by having a hook statement. But don't you know that in this scholastics essay or in academic essay, hook statement is good, but the use of hook statement, most especially in essay writing contest, is to grasp or to capture the audience attention. Now, here in IELTS, you don't have or you are not obliged to write a hook statement. Why? Why, Coach A? Okay, hook statement, the purpose of hook statement in academic essay or in essay contest is to capture the audience attention. Now, remember, IELTS is a high-stakes English proficiency test, and you will be graded by 2 examiners. So why do you have to hook a statement if the examiners, particularly the 2 examiners, will check your essay? So no need to hook their attention. No need to hook your attention because most of our students tend to spend too much time thinking of the best hook statement here. Okay, IELTS is a language test, and no one is vying for Nobel Peace Prize or literary awards. So you just have to stick with paraphrasing. So at this point, you have to really work hard when it comes to paraphrasing. So how would I paraphrase? So join me. Let me read the the general statement. Global warming is the most serious issues that our world is facing today. Okay, so let me change the font color. So probably I would start writing the definition of global warming. Okay, so the continuous warming of, okay, the continuous warming of the Earth's atmosphere, okay, atmosphere, comma, which is the global, okay, we could say global warming, comma. So I want to use a relative clause, a modifying relative clause, would probably the most worrying threat to Earth at the present time. Okay, so here's my paraphrase. The continuous warming of the Earth's atmosphere, which is the global warming, would probably the most worrying threat to Earth at the present time. Okay, I want you to think if my paraphrase keeps the meaning of the general statement. Do you think this paraphrase keeps the meaning of the general statement? Yes, definitely. Yes. So let's keep going. So let me try to use my PowerPoint here, and I'm going to type the paraphrase on the speaker's note here. Okay, so again, let's try to write the paraphrase. Okay, while you guys are waiting, I want you to try to write your own paraphrase of the general statement, okay? Try to show off how good you are in paraphrasing. Okay. Okay, so here let me try to write our paraphrase. The continuous warming of the Earth's atmosphere which is the global warming would probably the most worrying threat to Earth at the present time. Okay, the continuous warming of the Earth's atmosphere, which is the global warming, would probably the most worrying threat to Earth at the present time. Okay, I want to see your own paraphrase of this general statement. Can you type your paraphrase on our group chat? Okay. Okay, paraphrasing. Okay, you could paraphrase this with 1 to 2 sentences only. Okay, 1 to 2 sentences only. So I use a relative clause here, a modifying relative clause. But if you want to delete this relative clause, it still makes sense. Okay, so next. The next strategy or the next process will be answering the test requirement by writing your thesis statement. So how would you write your thesis statement? So let me copy this paraphrase. Okay, let's try to copy this here. Okay, so this is the paraphrase of our general statement, and this is our thesis statement. Okay, let me try to use the blue one. Okay. Hello? All right. Can you hear me? Can you hear the sound? Please type yes if you can hear me. Okay, Miss Dolores, I think you have to check your speaker or you have to check your headset. Okay. We have an example of paraphrase here from Marisol. Let us read. Global warming, which gives devastating consequences, is a serious attack in Mother Earth. Okay, good. Sounds figurative. Okay, all right, wonderful. Okay, the next process is to paraphrase, not to parser, sorry, to answer the task requirement using or by writing your thesis statement. So here, so I would begin my thesis statement with while its dire effects have been detrimental to humans and to other species. Okay? I believe that there are reasons why this phenomenon is happening. Okay, look at this independent clause. I believe that there are reasons why this phenomenon is happening. So this phenomenon refers to the causes, the reasons. Another word or another term for causes would be the reasons. Phenomenon, by the way, I use the word phenomenon because global warming is singular. So you have to use phenomenon, singular, phenomena, plural. Okay, so I'm done answering the first question. What are the causes of global warming? I believe that there are reasons why this phenomenon is happening. Okay, the next question that you have to answer, what measures can governments and individuals to take to tackle this issue? Okay, so I want to write a a compound complex sentence, and with the government and people's initiatives, this, okay, initiatives, comma, okay, this could possibly be addressed. Okay, so look at my thesis statement here. While its dire effects. By the way, your thesis statement and your paraphrase of the general statement should not be separated. And at this point, I'm going to join my thesis statement together with my general statement. Okay, so this is your introduction now. The continuous warming of the Earth's atmosphere, which is the global warming, would probably be the most worrying threat to Earth at the present time. Answer the question. Well, it's dire effects. By the way, the antecedent of its will be, it's global warming. So this is a possessive, sorry, not a possessive, objective pronoun. So its dire effects. Dire, it means negative. Its dire effects have been detrimental. So it harms humans and other species, probably the animals. So my main clause here is this one. So I want to underline. This is our main clause. I believe that there are reasons why this phenomenon is happening. Look at the plurality of this word, reasons. This is, I paraphrase the cause, the word causes into reasons. Answer the question, the second question. What measures can the governments and individuals to take to tackle this issue? Second half of your thesis statement. And with the government and people's initiatives, this could possibly be addressed. So the antecedent of the pronoun this is the phenomenon here. All right, so this is now your introduction. This is now your introduction. Now, Coach A, can I use personal pronouns such as I? Yes, you could write in IELTS. You could also write in the third person point of view. So look, I will change the word I believe into the passive form because passive form is more academic rather than I believe. I believe is personal while it is believed. You could say it is believed that or I believe. So it matters not if you will use personal pronoun or you will state your thesis using the passive voice. Okay, so you could use I believe. All right, so let's read again. The continuous warming of the Earth's atmosphere, which is global warming, would probably be the most worrying threat to Earth at the present time. While its dark effects have been detrimental to humans and to other species, I believe that there are reasons why this phenomenon is happening. And with the government and people's initiatives, this could possibly be addressed. So this is now your whole introduction. So it's like 1 to 2 sentences. Yes. Now, you have to really keep in mind if you're going to take IELTS, paper based or computer delivered, academic or general training module, you have to keep in mind that your introduction should not go beyond 60 words. Do not write a verbose introduction. Do not spend too much time writing your introduction because introductions should only introduce what the essay is about and answer your essay or the essay question through writing your thesis statement. Okay, so I will give you 1 to 2 minutes for you to share or for you to type your own thesis statement. And I want to see how would you write your thesis. So thereafter, I want you to transfer or type your answers on our group chat. Remember, your thesis statement should be written in 1 sentence only. It doesn't have to be long or it doesn't have to be 3 sentences. You could use different sentence structures. So here I use compound complex sentence. Okay, so while we are waiting for your responses, let's try to recap our today's lecture. Okay, so let me pause this first.
Mm.
Okay. So let's recap. Okay, I think someone has sent his or her introduction. Okay, so let's read. This response is from Anne Marie or Marie Fontiveros. Global warming has always been a pressing issue up to this generation, and the government are responsive to which action they should take. Okay, from government, you should also include the government and the people's initiatives. All right. Marisol. This response is from Marisol. There are numerous ways to prevent global warming and from becoming worse, or one of these worse. One of these is government's action. Okay, but you have to keep in mind that there are two group of individuals. Um, yes, there are two enablers: the government and the people. Okay, good try. Nice try, everyone. Nice try, Marisol, and nice try, Anne. Okay. All right, so let's recap. So in this webinar, we talked about the sample IELTS writing task 2 essay question. We learned how we dissect, how we analyze and study the essay question. And the essay question that we studied and dissected is the problem solution essay. We learn how we outline our essay because we do not want to encounter writer's block while we are writing. That's why we have to keep in mind to spend at least 3 to 5 minutes outlining. It doesn't have to be specific. You could use shorthand, or even you can use text or abbreviation. But what matters the most is that you outlined your essay before writing. And lastly, we wrote a better introductory paragraph. So again, IELTS writing task 2 essay writing doesn't have to begin with a hook statement, because the IELTS examiners will read and grade your essay no matter what who you are. You paid for the examination fee. And if I'm not mistaken, IELTS examination costs 11,300. Yes, 11,300. It depends upon if you're going to take computer delivered or paper based. Okay. All right. So if you really want to know more about IELTS, you can send us a message through our Facebook page or through our website. So you can just click on this link, or you can email us at ieltsfreelancetutors@gmail.com. You can also, all right. You can also send us a message through the digits that are on your screen here. Okay, so we are more than willing to answer your inquiries regarding IELTS. Okay, so let's wrap this up. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining our tonight's webinar. And I hope to see you tomorrow for our day 3. So it will be about paragraphing. So this is the same essay that we're going to use for paragraphing. So I want you to catch up, because I will teach you how to write in the discipline, how to give style to your paragraphing, how would you keep it coherent and cohesive.